Welcome to the TLC Talk, a podcast by Ohio 4-H Teens. Hello, everyone. My name is Wyatt Morrow, and I'm the Communications Committee Chair for the Ohio 4-H Teen Leadership Council. This interview is with Alysa Pringle. She is a member of the Community Service Committee on the Ohio 4-H Teen Leadership Council, and today she will be talking with us about her experience as fair royalty. Alysa, if you want to go ahead and introduce yourself.
So as Wyatt said, my name is Alysa Pringle. I'm a member of Holmes County 4-H, where I've been a member for 11 years.
Fantastic. So, kind of just give us a brief overview of the opportunities you've been able to participate in at the county, state, and national level, just for people to get to know you a little bit better.
So at the county level, I served on Junior Fair Board as a camp counselor, and then obviously now I'm Fair Queen. And then at the state level, I've been a member of the Ohio 4-H Teen Leadership Council for 5 years, where I currently serve on the Community Service Committee. And then I was a 2022 Achievement Record winner in the leadership category, so I got to go to National Congress in the fall of 22, and then I've also attended CWF.
Fantastic. Those all seem like all wonderful experiences that you've been able to partake in. But specifically today, like I said, we'll be talking about royalty. So kind of get started with that. How many fairs have you been able to attend so far? I know your fair is in August, so kind of a little bit of a later start. So how many have you attended so far?
So far I have attended 13 fairs and then 5 other festivals and other royalty events.
Fantastic. Do you have any favorite memories so far from traveling to those different fairs and events?
So my favorite memory as queen probably would be competing in the High Fairs Queen contest. I got to meet a lot of really nice girls and see how their fair is different from mine. And then probably just all the fun car rides with my court in the car.
Absolutely. And the great thing about OFMA this year that was really, really fun, especially for our council, is we had so much representation for TLC as a whole. There were so many of you guys from TLC that were competing this year. It was so much fun to come and watch all of you and just support all of you. That was so wonderful. And I know that you guys all had a blast, especially together as a council. The next question is, what is the process like competing for Ohio Fairs Queen, starting from the very beginning until they crown a queen?
So you start out by filling an application that has all of your community service, why you want to be a High Affairs Queen, all your different achievements, leadership positions, and things like that you have held. And then that's due at the end of November. And then when you get to the actual competition, there's a Queen meet and greet, so that's just kind of a fun thing during the contest. And then you go through an interview, and then there's an on-stage introduction portion. And then they name the top 15. The top 15 will then do a fishbowl question, and then from there they'll decide the top 5. And then after they announce the top 5, they'll go back into a second interview, and then on the beginning of Junior Fair Day at OFMA, they crown the new queen.
Seems like such an insane process. What was that interview kind of like? What kind of things do they ask you about being Fair Queen?
So they just kind of ask you what you would want to do with the role, and certain things off of your application that they might have wanted to know more about. The interview is honestly pretty a quick interview. You have to kind of show yourself as much as you can in the short amount of time you have, considering there is 70 some girls that they are going through. So.
Wow, that's just it's insane how much of a process that is. And throughout the years I've been able to watch so many of you guys compete in it, and it's such an insane process, but it's super fun to watch as well, and seeing all of you guys being able to represent your counties is so fantastic throughout that entire process. My next question for you is, what are you most looking forward to this fair season? Because you'll get to hit all the June fairs and the July fairs as well, so.
Yep, so I'm looking most forward to being able to spread the word about all the things at my fair that Holmes County does when I'm traveling, and just being able to see the different things that other fairs offer and meeting other royalty.
Absolutely. I think that one great thing about fair royalty, like you mentioned, is being able to travel and get ideas from other fairs and be able to bring those ideas back to your own county, because that's one thing that's really great, is being able to network with all the different royalty, because they may have an idea that's a really cool opportunity that your county can also do to help benefit your fair, your county's program, and overall just benefit your county as a whole. And that was one of my favorite parts as well, being fair royalty a few years ago. And I think that now more than ever, people are networking and having more events, hosting more events. There's been, like you said, a bunch of different events hosted that are just fun, that aren't during fair season, that people have been able to host, which is really great, because then that's an opportunity for you guys to connect again and be able to see each other more throughout the year.
Most definitely.
So my last question for you is, what advice do you have for members that are watching this?
My advice would probably be to become as involved as you can and take on those opportunities, because you're either going to make a new friend, learn a new life skill, or just have some personal growth in there somewhere.
Absolutely, 4-H is a program where you can just grow as a person, build those leadership skills, communication skills, all of that, and it's fantastic what this program can do for you. So thank you so much for this interview, giving your piece of advice, and telling us all about what you get to do as Fair Queen. So
Of course, thank you.
this interview is with Rylie Kregel. She is a council member on the Ohio 4-H Teen Leadership Council. Rylie, if you want to give an introduction of yourself.
Hi, I'm Rylie Kregel. I am from Wood County, and my responsibilities in my county, I have been a camp counselor for 4 years, which is one of my favorite experiences. I'm also on our junior fair board for Wood County. I have been very involved in our extension office. I've done lots of leadership activities, including our junior leadership board, which I will be discussing today, as well as car teams.
Fantastic. So, like you said, you're going to be discussing with us today about our County Opportunity Series with junior leadership and car teens. So, first, let's start with car teens. Can you just explain what car teens is and what you guys get to do with that program?
So, car teens has been a program where teenagers who have been sent to court or have been having driving offenses. They're sent to car teams to kind of learn more about the dangers of distracted driving or safe driving. We give out different scenarios. So, us junior leadership board members or 4-H volunteers, we have the opportunity to it's kind of nice because they don't have to sit in a room full of adults. We're all the same age, and we kind of give them little seminars and workshops on how they can better improve their driving skills. We have been gracious enough to have guests come in. I know we've had our deputy from our county come in before. We've also had different survivors or parents of victims who have come in to share their story of the importance of driving. We do little sessions and games to kind of help quiz each student on their knowledge of Ohio road laws. And we kind of like to give them little scenarios to help them think more. So, Cartoons has been a great opportunity to kind of help us be able to help kids break out of their shells more when they usually show up to car teams feeling a little scared or maybe ashamed or worried. So, us being the same age as most of those kids, it's very helpful for them to learn more and kind of in a fun way. And one of my favorite things is we have some kids who come in and you can tell they seem a little timid at first or reserved. And then it's always at the end of the night when I see them engaging with other students in their session or asking us more questions or even wanting to get involved.
Absolutely. That seems like a really fantastic program. I know not all counties have car teens, but the ones that do, it seems to be a really well-rounded program that helps a lot of people, with driving offenses, especially those teens. Is there some type of process that you have to go through in order to be like a facilitator for that?
So, with our program, when you are at the age where you can eventually start volunteering, I would say it's usually sophomore year when you have the opportunity to sign up. For our county, at least, we kind of just had an email sent out to us saying we would love for you to become a cartoons facilitator, and it it's kind of yeah, you can volunteer for it. You don't really have to have a certain, I don't know what to say, like experience with 4-H. You can just frankly be a part of any club or have the willing to volunteer for this. I know that we've also had many kids who have gone to sessions before who have said, "How can I get involved in this?" So it's a really easy process.
Gotcha. So the next thing that we're going to talk about today, another opportunity is junior leadership. So I know your junior leadership club is set up a little bit differently. Do you want to talk about how that is and what all do your junior leadership clubs do?
Yeah, so for a long time, we had just one leadership board, and it was usually from ranges of early junior high to high school. And we used to be able to do team building activities and have other workshops. So, I mean, I was in around seventh grade, and there would be 17-year-olds, and it was actually kind of nice to have kind of older peers. But this year, it's different now. They actually broke up into different groups. So for people who are seventh grade to ninth grade, they do a lot of team building and community service and kind of get to know each other more. Theirs is really fun. They are on the beginner side of learning how to become a leader. And then we have ninth grade to post high school and it's the hour after whenever they do the leadership board. So it's all in one night, and we call it after hours. So that group, they kind of like to put their high school talents or expertise, and they have a little of social time, but they really use that time to kind of brainstorm the bigger picture of leadership. They kind of have the opportunity to do bigger community service projects or different workshops. I know that in the past we have had guests come in and speak, so that could be for either group, but usually it's kind of brainstorming and learning the fundamentals of leadership with the qualities and how to take action.
Absolutely. And I think it's really interesting how you guys have it broken up and it's like a little bit different.
Mhm.
Some of those like community service activities or like other things that you guys can help facilitate in your county.
So I know at one point this year, our county was donating things to the Angel Tree, if I remember correct. A lot of those are for charitable organizations in our local area. One of our favorite things we do is we usually give like the first hour, I'd say, to working on those community service projects. I know that for a lot of them as well, they spread them onto their other clubs. So if someone says, "Hey, we did this at leadership board, I think this would be a great opportunity for us to do." And you can see more clubs doing activities like that. In the past, we've done things as little as rock painting, and then bigger things when it comes to donating coats, canned food, um, and like that is also sometimes our responsibility to brainstorm what we can do for future meetings as well.
Absolutely. And you also talked about a new thing that's coming to your county this year, a new thing that your leadership board, your junior leadership gets to help plan. Do you want to kind of talk about a little bit what that is within your Clover Bud area?
Yes, so this year is our first year of doing a Cloverbud camp. I unfortunately cannot attend because I'm graduating high school that day, and I'm very upset about it. But yeah, we are doing a 1-day camp at Camp Palmer for our Clover Buds. And like I said, this is new this year. So one great opportunity is we're going to have a lot of new counselors as well, because I know for our actual 4-H camp, we still have a lot of those veteran counselors and newer counselors. But Clover Bud Day Camp is actually a great opportunity for our younger kids who are ranging from about ninth grade or don't really have as much experience but would love to gain more experience on working with kids and getting involved with our own 4-H program. I think it's become a great opportunity for all those kids to learn different aspects of working with kids. And it's a great opportunity for our Clover Buds as well, because I know for a lot of them, they don't have as many opportunities as kids who are 9 years old and in 4-H do.
Absolutely. I think that having a Cloverbud camp is a great way for the Cloverbuds to kind of see what your county program can be and what it is. And it's also a great opportunity for the younger junior leaders who want to like try to get their, feet wet and kind of like seeing if they want to take on camp counseling. I think it's a great opportunity. And I know
Mhm.
I've definitely had a lot of fun, helping with mine and my county with junior leadership. And I wish you guys best of luck with that this year.
Yes, thank you.
All right. Well, thank you so much for interviewing. I have one last question for you. What advice do you have for members?
This goes out to any member at all in 4-H, whether they're a first-year member or a high school member, I would say to never be afraid to get out of your shell and go to all the opportunities that your county or region may have. Like, I can say my best friends I've made are from 4-H. It all started from, going to 4-H camp and then being at your fair and saying, oh, I remember her. She was in my cabin at 4-H camp. A lot of it is the family that is built because you're all there for the same purpose, to build a future generation of leaders. And I can say that I was once in the spot of these kids who had role models and wanted to be like them so much. And another thing I would say is to just go for every opportunity you have. I mean, I saw in my email one day that they were sending out applications for the Ohio Teen Leadership Council. I have a few friends from my own county who are on it this year, and I applied for it just thinking, hey, why not? And here I am now, and I've had a great experience so far. On the Teen Leadership Council, I am on the Ohio Fair Booth Committee as well, but this is my first year being on the council, and just from one meeting, I already met so many new people and gained so much experience of what it takes to be on TLC, or just how our state is kind of like connected. I believe that Ohio 4-H is one of the strongest 4-H groups in the nation. So I'm very proud of all that we've accomplished. And for anyone in Wood County, if you're watching, please keep on taking more projects, keep going to 4-H camp, meet all those new friends, go to leadership board when you're old enough, apply to be a camp counselor, apply to be a Midnight Madness counselor. Just make the most of all the opportunities that you are given, I think is what I'm trying to say, because every single minute I've been there is worth it. And I have to credit my advisors from our county, Liz Avers and Jenny Morlock. They have been absolutely wonderful, and they put in so much time and so much dedication for us to just have the best program in the state, I believe. I'm biased, but
Thank you so much for interviewing. I really enjoyed all of your insight within the cartoons and junior leadership programs. And thank you so much for your advice for members within your county and throughout the state. Again, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Stay tuned for more episodes coming soon on our channel.